Welcome back to Desert Smoke Reviews. I'm Wyatt.
Justin.
And Monty.
Today we're taking a look at the LFD, La Flor Dominicana Suave, or as our local shop owner puts it, Suave. This is a beautiful looking stick. To my knowledge, this is the first cigar that LFD made. It's supposed to be a little more mild than most of their other sticks, which I found to be pretty spicy. I'm not sure exactly what size this is. It looks like a box pressed Corona, but I could be entirely wrong on that. If anybody knows, stick that in the comments. But beautiful looking stick, really modeled. There's actually a couple of areas on the wrapper that look like they've been indented or something. But you know, it just looks really good. The aromas, though, they've got a very distinctive and kind of unusual smell to them. I don't know exactly what it is. It's very dark, and you know, there's a lot of dark tobacco, but there's something else that's almost kind of minty, I would say, but that's not really the right word either. I don't know. It's very nice though. And then on the foot, there's definitely some damp earth and maybe a little bit of chocolate rolling around in there, but really good. I'm looking forward to lighting this up.
Yeah, it's a great little box press cigar. Really nice looking. Seems are done well. Everything about it seems really good. The aroma, I agree. There's something there. It's a little different to me. It's comes like a sweet note. I would think something like a blackberry. And call me crazy. That's a damn sight better than a clean hotel room. But sorry, a few minutes before this video, we were just kind of dishing on everybody. But yeah, nice, kind of sweet blackberry, and definitely some dark tobacco. Off the foot, about the same. Very nice, very dark and deep. But love it.
Yeah, it's a really sharp box press, really nice, pretty looking cigar. My wrapper has just a little bit of raspiness to it, or maybe tooth to it, but very nice. I don't get anything sweet off the wrapper. I finally figured it out what I'm smelling. It's almost like that fire cured, that kind of that smoky aroma. That's what it comes off as to me. But on the foot of this cigar, it smells like just a chocolate bar, which I hope is the way it plays out, but just a deep, strong chocolate smell on the foot. So very nice looking cigar though.
Let's get it cut up, brother. Here it goes. Why did you drop your cigar on the floor?
I don't know, is it lit or is it just...
Bit of an inside joke. The question to our audience: if you dropped your burger on your driveway, would you pick it back up and eat it?
Feel free to chime in on the comments section with that.
Yeah.
It's like our own informal poll.
There's not any sort of time limit either. We live in a world where there isn't any such thing as a 5-second limit.
Yeah, but it's not in the packaging. It drops on the driveway.
Cheeseburger on pavement, on concrete.
Next to an oil stain.
Not quite in it, but you're sure that there's a little bit there.
Yeah.
In the vicinity of tranny fluid.
Do you pick it up and eat it? Because our friend, the answer is yes. It disturbs us a bit.
And do you wait to get inside the house to eat it, or do you start munching it in the driveway as you walk in the house?
And again, no time limit.
No time limit.
Back to cigar. It's a nice start. There isn't, there's a little bit of pepper there, but especially in comparison to other LFD cigars, not much at all.
Yeah, kind of, as soon as it hits, it kind of dissipates.
Yeah, it dissipates. Yeah, that's a good term for it. It doesn't even just kind of slowly go out.
But I still also get a nice, as it dies in the finish, like a dark tobacco and a bit of sweetness.
A little bit of what?
Sweetness, like a, not so much chocolate sweetness, but close. It's just a nice, like, sugary sweetness.
You know, to me in the retro hill, there's something that is a little bit tart. It reminds me of sort of mint. That's not really what it is, but it reminds me of that. I can already tell though, it's going to be a dessert cigar.
Yes, pepper, dessert cigar.
Yes. Monty.
I know, I'm thinking.
Oh.
Or I assumed it was my turn, but I was thinking.
Again, no time.
Yeah, a little bit of pepper. A nice amount of smoke for this small cigar. There's a lot of smoke there. Really light draw to me, not too loose, but pretty light. I'm trying to think of what I'm tasting. I don't. You know, the pepper comes and then it goes away really fast for me.
It's very mild right there, isn't it? The LFD cigars.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know quite how to describe it yet, but it is a really nice start.
Sort of a dry finish.
Yeah.
Well, let's get in the first third. See how it goes.
Oh, we're about 10 minutes into this LFD Suave. I'm enjoying it still, but it's lost a lot of the flavors that I got in that first puff. It's kind of surprising. Now my finish is mostly just kind of like a dry aged tobacco, which is nice, but it's like a 180 change, at least for me. Burn hasn't been great, but I wasn't really expecting a great burn, especially with a real sharp box press like this. But still definitely a dessert type of cigar. You know, something to eat after a meal. Really, really nice. No complaints.
Yeah, it's a very nice smoke, but yeah, the potency's been gone down completely for me. Very, very mild now. The pepper's all gone, and for me it's just a nice, like a dark tobacco and a bit of sweetness on the finish. It's very nice. It's just not as in your face as I would like it to be, but still a very pleasant cigar.
Yeah, you know, Wyatt mentioned at the start of this review that this was pretty much LFD's probably lightest cigar, if you will. I definitely agree with it, but it's very enjoyable to me. This, you know, it's getting late on in the night, and this is the last cigar I'm going to smoke. And it's kind of nice. It's pretty smooth. The burn has been pretty nice. It started to get off just a little bit, and I just kind of rotated my cigar and put that on the downside, and it cleaned up just that quick. The burn did. But just kind of tobacco, maybe a little bit of coffee notes, but just kind of a smooth, dark tobacco. The finish is very medium for me, but so far I really enjoy it.
Let's get into the second, third, approach to midpoint. See if we get any changes.
Oh, we're about halfway through this LFD Suave. Really not much to update. Flavors have stayed pretty much the same for me. Still that kind of dry, rich tobacco. It's a nice taste. I really enjoy this cigar. Construction hasn't been great. I've had to make a couple of touch-ups. It's one of those cigars that when you ash, it kind of takes all the ash with it, so you have to puff it a couple times in order to make sure it stays lit. But the cigar's getting a little bit squishy, actually really squishy in the second half. But it hasn't affected the flavor at all. We'll see if it will. But so far, no flavor change.
Yeah,
so far so good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But yeah, I agree totally. It's just keeping a straight par for the course. No flavor changes, no increase in body or drop or strength. All just not the same as from our first update. I agree it is getting a bit squishy, but again, not affecting the flavors. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I can't differ much from what Wyatt and Justin said. Mine's not that squishy, maybe right up near the burn line, but again, I haven't had to touch it up once or twice. It started to get off and corrected itself pretty easily. But pretty smooth, nice tobacco flavors. Nothing real outstanding. Nothing harsh at all. No spice, no pepper so far. But really, so far so good.
Well, let's get into the final third. See if we get any changes.
Well, we're at the final third. Again, no real flavor changes. Overall, I enjoyed this cigar. I thought it was pretty good. You know, it's really, really squishy here in the last, I don't know, inch or so. But again, it hasn't really affected the flavor. But I've still got about an inch of cigar left to smoke. I just don't see a reason to. The flavors aren't going to change. The flavors have been good throughout, but I don't know, they've kind of lost my attention. But regardless, really, really good cigar. Most of the flavor change for me happened in that first inch. And then the rest of it was pretty good, you know, rich, dark tobacco, maybe a little bit of chocolate or coffee or something. But definitely a dessert type of cigar, something you want to smoke more towards the end of your day. This would be a really good cigar after a meal. You know, after a really good meal, I think it would be fantastic. I could maybe see this in the morning. maybe. If you're a veteran cigar guy, then I could see that. It is a little bit heavy for the morning, but it's also small enough. Good for a guy. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this one a 7.5. It's not something I smoke regularly, but it's something that is a nice treating yourself type of cigar. It's not too expensive. Overall, I enjoyed it. One of the better ones.
Yeah, I agree for the most part. I'm going to disagree just a little bit. When I think of LFD cigars, I kind of want more bold, in-the-face flavors, more. And I know this is tried to be a very mild. It's billed that way, but for me, it was good flavors, but very unforgettable, or very forgettable, very uneventful. No flavor changes, just very simple one-dimensional stick. And if that's what you're looking for, this is right up your alley. It's very small. It's not a quick smoke, but on the shorter end of a cigar. I agree, it's a good end of your day or a chaser cigar, maybe in the morning if you're a veteran smoker. But I could see this in the afternoon as well. You just want a relatively quick smoke, nothing super complex. I think it's a great knock-around stick. A little higher quality than a Task cigar. I definitely rate it a little bit higher, and maybe even a golf course stick, but I think it's a little bit higher quality for that too. I was going to rate it, I'd go a little bit lower, give it a solid 7. I enjoyed it. I'd smoke it again at the right price, but when I think of LFD, I want a more in-your-face, bold cigar, and that's the only thing I'm going to knock about the cigar, even though I know it's billed as a mild cigar.
Yeah, I think it lives up to the point, which is to be a cigar that in no way, shape, or form takes more than an hour. It's meant to be a lighter smoke. It's definitely smooth by all means. So, and I think it does that really well. For me, I'd be perfectly fine with smoking this in the morning, over like a cup of coffee or something, because I know it's not going to take that long. There's nothing harsh about it. It's really smooth. It burns well. Yeah, mine did get a little mushy like the other two guys were saying theirs did, but it still burned well. The flavors have been real consistent. I think it does really well what it was intended to be. I think it's also a cigar that, we talk about dessert cigars, but if we had someone over here after dinner or whatever that doesn't normally smoke a cigar, I don't think they'd be intimidated by this at all. It's more or less just a box pressed Corona sized cigar. And again, it's not harsh, it's not a pepper bomb, it's not too strongly flavored or just too strong in strength. So I think there's a lot of utility in that. But it's not a typical LFD cigar that can be really powerful or really complex. I liked it. I would still give it an 8 because I think what it's intended for, it does really well.
Well, in conclusion, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. And until next time, smoke 'em if you got 'em.